1945. The year known throughout the annals of history for marking the culmination of one of the most devastating wars the world has ever witnessed. World War II. However, that end fell far short of a pacific resolution. Following Hitler's suicide, Germany unconditionally surrendered on 8th of May, but Japan refused to surrender on the terms of the Potsdam Declaration. This form of retaliation turned out to be Japan's biggest mistake. On August 6, 1945, Hiroshima fell victim to a devastating bombing, with Nagasaki suffering a similar fate a mere 3 days later. However, this was an unprecedented bombing, one unlike any witnessed before. A new and devastating weapon emerged, a weapon that would forever reshape the course of history. The bombings in Japan sent shockwaves across the globe, only leaving behind a haunting legacy of destruction and one question hanging: who was the one behind these bombings? To understand the origins of these cataclysmic events, we have to delve into the remarkable life of one man, a brilliant physicist whose name would become forever intertwined with the atomic age. And his name was Julius Robert Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was a visionary scientist who played a crucial role in the makings of the atomic bombs. Born into a world caught by international turmoil, Oppenheimer would find himself in a race against time. A race to unlock the secrets of the atomic energy. J. Robert Oppenheimer, a name that would become synonyms with scientific brilliance and profound complexities. Born in 1904, New York City, to a German immigrant father who had built a prosperous textile business.
He studied in Harvard University, and in 1925, Oppenheimer set sail for England, embarking on a transformative journey. His destination was a renowned Cavendish laboratory at the University of Cambridge, a hallowed ground for scientific innovation led by the illustrious Lord Ernest Rutherford. At the Cavendish, Oppenheimer found himself amidst a vibrant scientific community, collaborating with British researchers who were at the forefront of atomic research. This was an era when the world was captivated by the mysteries of atomic structure, quantum theory, and relativity. From electrons to positrons and cosmic rays, Oppenheimer delved into the mysteries of these subatomic particles, tirelessly exploring their energy dynamics and shedding light on the fundamental workings of the universe, including black holes and neutron stars, pushing the boundaries of knowledge and opening doors to unimaginable possibilities. He became a revered mentor, nurturing a generation of American physicists who were inspired by his exceptional leadership and unwavering intellectual independence. As Oppenheimer's early contributions laid the foundation for the remarkable trajectory of his career, the world was yet to witness the profound impact this visionary scientist would have on the course of history. In 1939, following the invasion of Poland, physicists Albert Einstein, Leo Szilard, and Eugene Wigner warned the US government about the dangers posed by the Nazi Germany building a nuclear bomb.
Based on this new phenomenon, it is conceivable, though much less certain, that an extremely powerful bomb of a new type may be constructed. A single bomb of this type
carried by boats and exploded on a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory.
Good God.
I don't need to tell you what could happen if the Germans develop this type of technology before we do.
I'll be doing the goose step.
Or worse. This is why I'm asking you to take charge of a program to research and develop an atomic bomb.
It would require a tremendous amount of resources.
Of that, I have no doubt.
I need wide latitude to manage the project. The scientists, the military, clandestine operations.
Secrecy would be vital, sir. You couldn't let the crowds get onto us.
Everyone involved would need security clearance.
Oppenheimer, Zeller, Fermi, Einstein. No. No Einstein. He's out.
You haven't even run his background, Edgar.
The Bureau has been concerned about Einstein for years. He's radical. Most probably communist.
He's the man who informed our president of the urgency of this matter.
Cannot be trusted to be loyal to our country.
Einstein was out of the equation, but his urgent message sparked the initiation of the Manhattan Project, led by J. Robert Oppenheimer, uniting brilliant scientists in a race to the power of the atom. Driven by the specter of Nazi nuclear supremacy, they labored tirelessly to prevent a catastrophic outcome, shaping the destiny of the world. Driven by a relentless pursuit of scientific breakthroughs, Oppenheimer embarked on a mission to unlock the secrets of uranium-235. His goal? To develop a process for its separation from natural uranium and determine the critical mass required to create an atomic bomb. In August 1942, the US Army took charge, uniting the brilliant minds of British and American physicists in a monumental collaboration with the objective to harness the unimaginable power of nuclear energy for military purposes. This monumental effort became known as the Manhattan Project. Entrusted with an immense task, Oppenheimer received instructions to establish and oversee a laboratory dedicated to his mission. In 1943, he made a fateful decision. This $2.2 billion worth project would be carried out in Los Alamos, New Mexico. As Oppenheimer and his team forged ahead, the intense pressure to succeed weighed heavily on their shoulders. The world held its breath, unaware of the seismic shift in progress. 2 years of relentless scientific pursuit at Los Alamos reached a pivotal stage, an apotheosis of brilliance and dedication. On July 16, 1945, the collaborative effort of exceptional scientists bore fruit as they achieved their first successful nuclear explosion. This groundbreaking achievement marked the turning point in human history, forever altering the trajectory of warfare and technology. The significance of this event cannot be overstated, as it unfolded shortly after the surrender of Germany.
After the envisaged surrender of the Nazi Germany in 8th of May 1945, the Allies, formerly referred to as the United Nations or the United Big Four, turned their attention in the infamous Pacific War. It was in July 1945 that the Manhattan Project had produced 2 types of apocalyptic bombs of mass destruction. Little Boy, an enriched uranium gun-type fission weapon, and Fat Man, a plutonium implosion type nuclear weapon. The Allies then sent the 509th Composite Group, a unit created during World War II, tasked with deploying nuclear weapons, to Tinian in the Mariana Islands. Following the deployment of these units, the Allies called for the unconditional surrender of the Imperial Japanese Armed Forces in the Potsdam Declaration on July 26, 1945, with the alternative being prompt and utter destruction. However, the Japanese government ignored the ultimatum. Due to that, it was on the fateful day, 6th of August, when the first bomb dropped on the city of Hiroshima, followed by the explosion of Fat Man in the city of Nagasaki, measly 3 days after the first explosion. Civilization doesn't operate when there's a total breakdown of infrastructure. Roads are blocked, train tracks warped, runways cluttered with rubble. No water, no electricity, no communication. You are on your own. There is no serious humanitarian response possible to a nuclear explosion. This is not a hurricane, wildfire, or earthquake, or nuclear fallout. It is all of these things at once, but worse. By the end of 1945, the bombings had killed an estimated 140,000 people in Hiroshima and 74,000 in Nagasaki. But the destructive power of these weapons of mass destruction isn't the only scary factor. The radiation that remains on the explosion site manages to not only make the place inhabitable, but to kill many of the survivors due to diseases like leukemia and cancer, or other terrible side effects like gene mutations. Japan surrendered a few days later, abruptly ending World War II on September 2nd, 1945. As we reflect upon the consequences of the atomic bombings, questions arise about their necessity and the profound impact they had on predominantly civilian populations.
Many argue that Japan's refusal to surrender justified the use of atomic bombs. They contend that, despite the immense devastation, it was a calculated decision to prevent the prolonged suffering of war. On the other hand, there are those who believe that the bombings served as a strategic move to secure a swift surrender, with no looming possibility of Soviet intervention in mind.
Yet, one cannot help but question the moral implications. Was it necessary to inflict such unimaginable suffering on predominantly civilian populations when the end of the conflict was already near?
As we ponder the legacy of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we are compelled to confront the ethical dilemmas of our past and consider the potential consequences if today's even more powerful nuclear weapons were ever unleashed.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
I need white.
I'll be doing the goose step.
Or worse.
Which is why I'm asking you to develop a fucking bomb.